We'll be back next week with another edition of 60 Minutes. I'm Amelia Adams. Good night.
This is 9 News with Amber Sherlock.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news tonight. United States Ambassador Carolyn Kennedy flagging a potential plea deal with WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange and US authorities that could allow him to return to Australia. The news reported by 9 newspapers, the Sydney Morning Herald and The Age, who have spoken with Miss Kennedy. She says the matter is being handled by the Department of Justice, but thinks there could absolutely be a resolution. The US is seeking to extradite Mr Assange from London to face 17 counts of breaching the country's Espionage Act, plus a separate hacking-related charge. Locals in the Victorian town of Leongatha are making extraordinary offers to help the sole survivor of the fatal mushroom meal should he need a life-saving transplant. 68-year-old Ian Wilkinson remains in hospital in a critical condition. South Gippsland Council says people have been phoning to see if he needs anything from support to vital organs. A humpback whale needed a hand today after becoming tangled in nets off the New South Wales mid-north coast. It was a delicate 3-hour operation, but marine rescue volunteers were able to cut it free. The humpback even thanking its rescuers with a tail slap. The biggest bust of its kind in Australia up next, how police uncovered $10 million worth of vapes and nitrous oxide canisters hidden in a warehouse. The most deadly blaze in modern US history, authorities on the Hawaiian island of Maui count the cost of the deadly wildfires. And why hundreds of tourists were evacuated from one of the world's most popular attractions. To breaking news just in, and Mary Louise McLaws, the epidemiologist who led Australia through the COVID-19 pandemic, has died aged 70. Professor McLaws was among the first experts to talk about the need for face masks to be worn in public when the COVID pandemic started. She died overnight after battling a long illness. Authorities on the Hawaiian island of Maui are beginning to count the cost of this week's wildfires, estimating the reconstruction bill to be in the billions of dollars. At least 93 people have died in what is now the most deadly blaze in modern US history.
Shut out of their homes, there's anger in the disaster zone.
We got families, we got kids, we got going on, and this is inadequate management. I've been in plenty disaster zones, and this is bull.
This road into Lahaina closed after police say some residents broke rules.
The police won't let us go to our home. You know, we lived in the same house for 50 years, since 1971.
Authorities say this is also still an unfolding crisis. The search for bodies continues. This is now the deadliest wildfire in modern US history. And survivors here are retelling a nightmare.
You're gonna be okay, Milo.
As the fire raged, this family waded in the Pacific Ocean for 5 hours before being saved.
10:30 we got out of the water. From about 10:30 to 12 we were up on shore, hiding our faces.
Australian Carla Vincent is trying to comprehend what she and her family survived. Her home in West Maui still stands. She's given it up to people in need.
There's a lot of people worse off than us, so we're really grateful.
The destruction is widespread. 2,300 homes were exposed to the fire. It's estimated 4,500 people now need somewhere to live, and each day 9,000 meals and more than 13,000 litres of water are needed. And with an inquiry launched into the disaster, already there's admissions something failed.
We underestimated the lethality, the quickness of fire. And in this situation, we have got to make sure that we do better.
Amid the devastation, lawyers have already launched a class action against Hawaii power companies, blaming fallen power lines for starting the fire that has now claimed so many lives, and alleging that the electricity companies were warned of dangerous winds from a hurricane and should have shut off the power system. People are still sifting through the wreckage of their own homes, waiting for help to rebuild. That rebuild, already estimated by local authorities to cost almost $8.5 billion. This island paradise is still home to thousands and a popular spot for Australians. Tonight, a simple plea.
Donate, please. Everyone loves to travel here and nothing can be done until we're rebuilt.
In Maui, Jonathan Kersley, 9 News.
We'll take a quick break, but when we come back, Money Man Scott Phillips joins us for his regular look at the week ahead for investors. To finance, and this week will be a crucial one in determining the state of Australia's economy as we learn why the Reserve Bank chose to keep the cash rate on hold for a second month. Here to help break it all down, I'm joined by Chief Investment Officer at Motley Fool, Scott Phillips. Good evening, Scott. Let's start off with the Reserve Bank minutes. Hopefully it will shed some light on their next call.
Amber, good evening. We desperately hope so. Tomorrow morning.
OK, Scott Phillips, thank you.
Thanks, Amber.
5 people are in police custody charged with defrauding Australians as part of a global crime operation. The Romanian and Polish nationals allegedly flew here to install ATM card skimmers to steal money and create fake bank cards. Australian police cracked the operation with raids in Brisbane after a tip-off from the US Secret Service. When we come back, Sherry Lee Biggs with the weather for the week ahead.
Welcome back. Almost time to start another work week, and it will be a bit showery for some, with a trough stretching right across the country from WA to the east coast. The cloud cover producing some warmer nights, while clear skies in the southeast of the country has prompted overnight frost warnings and will mean a bit of a chilly Monday. Then we'll see our next rain system coming through, a cold front set to reach southwest WA on Tuesday, making its way east across the week. Now for Melbourne, that will be 2 13-degree days in a row to start, warming only slightly on Wednesday before the showers kick in on Thursday. A top of 12 degrees will feel more like 8 degrees for Hobart tomorrow. It is staying dry until Wednesday. Plenty of sunshine to soak up in Adelaide, but it won't be warm, heading for 16 tomorrow. A round of showers coming through on Wednesday, which could add up to 7 millimetres to the gauge. Perth is in for a beautiful sunny Monday, a top of 20 on the way. Showers forecast on Tuesday, expecting up to 10 mil, but that should clear up by Thursday. Hot and sunny, of course, in Darwin, 33 degrees tomorrow. Brisbane also in for a warm start to the week with a top of 29 degrees, 27 degrees on Tuesday, and a bit of a cool change on Wednesday before showers begin on Thursday. A grey, wet day to kick off the work week for Sydney with up to 15 millimetres of rain tomorrow, a top of 17, showers lingering until Wednesday. And if you're in Canberra, rug up tomorrow. You're heading for a top of just 11 degrees with showers clearing up on Tuesday as the mercury drops overnight. So hopefully you're one of the lucky ones to start your work week with some sunshine. Amber.
Thanks, Sherry. And that wraps up Nine's late news for this Sunday. Our next news is at 5 a.m, followed by the Today Show. I'm Amber Sherlock. Thanks for joining us. Good night.